All right, so the Seahawks won last night. This was good news
This is great
for Niner
news.
fans and the Niners.
Yep.
Now, like the Niners legitimately, all they have to do is win the next 3 games and they will be the number 1 seed. They will have a bye. They will have home field throughout the playoffs. All they got to do is win their games. They don't need anyone else to do anything. All they needed was the Seahawks to beat the Rams, and they did.
Yep.
What do you think of the Niners' path to the number 1 seed? Do you think they can pull it off?
Well, I mean, first off, you said Niners fans like you're not a part of us. And second off,
I am wearing Niners colors today, aren't I?
Yeah, exactly. That game was incredible. The path to number 1 seed, in my opinion, dude, with our defense, it's tough. Like the first 45 minutes of the game, you could be like, oh yeah, Niners defense might be able to stop this offense. Then that late fourth quarter kicked in. You're like, oh, I don't know if the Niners defense could stop this Seattle offense, because you have that. And then you also have Chicago. Like Chicago is not a team to like scoff at or look up at in any way, shape, or form. Like their run game is very good, and our run defense is very bad. The only team I'm like confident in us beating is the Colts this Monday. But dude, this is we do control our own destiny, but this is a sketchy path to the 1 seed.
I mean, I did a show with former Raiders offensive coordinator Tom Walsh yesterday, and he said, in his opinion, the Niners are right there with the Rams and the Seahawks as the best teams in the NFC. We saw those teams face off. It was an incredible game. They went to overtime. Seahawks went 38-37. My question for Tom, and why I may disagree with him, although he's almost always right, is, okay, the Seahawks and Rams both have good defenses. The Niners don't.
Yeah.
So we saw the Niners do a good job against those teams week 1 and week 5 when they had Fred Warner. Like when they had Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, they did a great job against the Seahawks. When they had just Fred Warner, they did good enough against the Rams. Yeah. When they had neither, the Rams never punted. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the stat that kills me, did you know that the Niners have the fewest sacks in the league by a lot? Like they have 16 on the whole
season. We have less
season.
than Myles Garrett. Yeah. I know.
The second worst team with sacks has 22. That's Baltimore.
Yeah.
So I mean, that doesn't kill you against Jackson. I mean, again, it does against Tennessee, but it does against playoff teams. Probably. I don't know if it does against Indianapolis, but that's
Indianapolis isn't technically a playoff team. Again, especially against the Bears, like that Bears defense is for real. They lead the league in takeaways. They're good. That run game is really, really good.
Yeah, it is.
And the only way to beat the Bears is by shutting down Caleb Williams and by forcing him to turn the ball over. We saw Malik Mustafa and Jair Brown trying to get turnovers against the Titans. It was brutal. It was like watching high school kids trying to catch a.
It was uncontested drops, man. It was not good.
Yeah. Like it looked like Jaquiski Tart suited up for us again, and you can't. This isn't a defense that's winning a Super Bowl ever. The only way, I tweeted it yesterday, the only way this defense wins a Super Bowl is if Eric Kendricks turns back the clock and they sign Matthew Judon, who also turns back the clock, and then Fred makes it back and is at least good. Like,
I mean, have they beaten a playoff team since Fred Warner got injured?
I
don't think so. Fred Warner gets injured, they immediately give up 30 to Tampa. They beat Carolina, but that's not a playoff team. Indianapolis isn't a playoff team. They lost to Houston.
Yeah, no, they have not beaten a playoff team since Fred has gone hurt. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they could get the number 1 seed, but that would involve beating
two playoff teams.
And here's the thing about the Niners: not only can they not sack the quarterback, they can't put any pressure on the quarterback. They also aren't really good at stopping their run.
Yeah.
Other than that, defense is great. And what's funny is I saw David Lombardi is hilarious.
My God, dude. He actually
last night,
me so
Stafford threw for 450, no
460
picks, touchdowns. Yeah. 37 points, touchdown in overtime. After the game, Lombardi's like, that just shows you why Purdy could win in Seattle and Stafford couldn't, because Purdy's mobile and Stafford sucks under pressure. It's like, hold on, man.
Oh my
Purdy
God.
threw 2 picks and led the offense to 17 points, 23. He could have been 23 if Jake Moody hadn't missed a field goal, but like that's mid at best. And Stafford played like maybe the second best quarterback in the league after Josh Allen, but his mobility was a problem. It's why he lost.
I thought that was a meme where Niners fans, like, I thought it was like all of us Niners fans were excited. So you just say random shit to like, oh yeah, Stafford isn't clutch. That is definitely a troll. He threw for 460 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. The dude was a horrible call, a missed field goal, and still scored and then scored in overtime. And they're like, yeah, Stafford's a choke artist.
I see people in the chat saying that David never mentions me, and I'm like, he lives in my head. Here's the thing: if you go look at his like Twitter, his posts, every other post is like him subtweeting me or people who agree with my point of view. Every single one. So just because he doesn't use my name doesn't mean I'm not on his mind or he's not responding to me. I just have the balls to say it to his face or talk it, say it with his name. So yeah, that's what I would say.
But yeah, anyway. Like my thing with this Niners defense is, we haven't beaten a playoff team since Fred went down. We cannot stop them. Like people could say all they want about the Rams defense looking bad. The Rams defense is still significantly better than ours. Like it just is.
The Rams have a good D line.
Yes.
The Niners.
Like I don't think people realize how much better Seattle's offense has gotten throughout the course of the season. This is not the same offense we've played week 1. This also isn't the same defense they played week 1. Nick Bosa isn't there. He can't win the game on a strip sack. Like Michael Williams isn't there. He can't command double teams for Nick Bosa coming off the edge. It's Cleveland Farrell, Bryce Huff, and Keon White. Like this defense is cooked.
I just think it's too bad because when we look back on this team, the Niners are gonna give them if and when they don't win the Super Bowl, the Niners are gonna pat themselves in the back and say, "Man, we really exceeded expectations." Whose? Your own. You're the fucking ones.
Yes.
Sorry, pardon my French, but you're the fucking ones who said this isn't our year. We're gonna take lumps this year. Nuh-uh. It is your year. If you had just gone for it, because it's no one's year in the NFL. It's no one's year, and you did jack shit at the trade deadline. And now you look up on December 19th, and you're like, "Damn, man! If we just had a D line, we might win." Like
if we just traded for Kayvon Thibodeau and let Alfred Collins develop the way he's developing with Bryce Huff and Keon White off to the side, this is a legit D-line. Like, it's a legitimately good defensive line. And then you have Eric Kendricks, who can at least play half decent until Fred comes back if you lock in a 1 seed. In the defense, it wouldn't be great, but it would at least be average. It wouldn't be below average like it is right now. Or I should just say what it is, ass. Like, I
never understood how you could have George Kittle in his prime, Trent Williams at the end of his prime, Christian McCaffrey at the end of his prime, Brock Purdy at the beginning of his prime, all this, and say, we're in a transition year. What are you talking about, man? If these guys stay healthy, it's your year.
Dude.
And they are.
Yeah, George and Christian have this year. George might have another year or so of like elite production. Elite. Yeah. Christian, no matter how much you want to talk about it, Christian's run game this year is his running is toast.
Yeah.
Like,
Trent's still a good receiver.
Trent's going to retire most likely after this year would be my assumption, if not next year. Like, this is the end of these guys' careers. You just gave Brock $250 million. Bro, if you were looking for a reset, why did you give Brock the money now?
Yeah, you could have gave it to him next year and saved money.
And you probably given him less next year too, because he probably wouldn't have played good because you guys are just going to take lumps.
Yeah.
You could have sat him out with his toe for the whole year.
It's so strange. It's so strange. And to hear them actually say now, like, the league's wide open and we feel really confident. It's like, where was this in early November, like 6 weeks ago? Where was this? And again, you feel good because you got a 4-game winning streak and because you're looking around the league and saying these teams aren't so hot. But when you go into the playoffs and you give up 45 to some mediocre team and lose, you're going to be like, you know what?
Like, what are they going to do even if we win? Like, my guess for the Colts game is an ugly win. Brock's not very good in prime time. My guess is an ugly win. But what if Brock does have to go into a shootout with Phillip Rivers and he has to drop like 35 to win. I can tell you right now that Colts offense is the worst we'll be playing from here on out.
Here's the thing. It's not going to be a shootout because Rivers can't throw the ball down the field, and they have the best running back in the league, or one of them, so they're going to run the ball as much as possible. But what this is going to be, and I think it's so great, it's perfect for Brock. It's the right test for Brock. It's not a gunslinging contest. It's a game managing contest, because that's what Philip Rivers is going to do. He's going to do his best to manage the game and not make the mistake and let Brock fuck it up. So Brock, I mean, the guy, they're going to score like 20 tops, probably. Unless the Niners can't stop the run at all. So your job is, once again, don't throw any interception. That is your job. Don't be a hero. Execute the offense. Get the ball out of your hands and do that better than 44-year-old Philip Rivers. Can you do that? That's the game.
Yeah.
That's the game.
Here's the thing. Buckner is still hurt. He might come back, but even then, he just got off IR. I think Mooney Ward is still hurt. Sauce is still hurt. So it's like, it's one of these things where their defense, yes, it still played well last week, even with those injuries. But it's like, if we can't get by an injury-riddled Colts defense, brother, Seattle, Chicago, whoever they play in the playoffs, it's just, like I'm saying, like, this is a good, I guess, test, but this is a team that a playoff team should just beat. Like, Seattle beat them. So. Like, and I don't even think Seattle's one of the best teams, but Seattle beat them.
And now the Niners have tape, right? Seattle had to play him completely blind. The Niners have tape. You know he's not throwing the ball down the field. Like, I don't know that he can physically throw the ball more than 20 yards down the field. So what I would do if I were Robert Saleh is I would play split safeties, 2 deep safeties, but I wouldn't play him deep. I'd play him like 9 yards off the line of scrimmage. 9. And say, I got 9 in the box. I don't give a fuck. You're not throwing the ball down the field. Like, we're doing our best to shut down Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And we're daring you to throw some fades, some goes, anything more than 15 yards down the field, because we don't think you can do it. We don't think you want to do it. That's what I would do. And I think it's what the Niners are going to do. It could work. And but that's not going to work against the Rams.
They still have Kenny Moore back there. So they don't have completely, but Pearsall's hurt. So they're just going to put Kenny Moore on Juwan and say, okay, good luck. Have fun trying to beat us with Kendrick Bourne and co. And we're just going to wait. And they'll probably do the same thing other good teams have been doing to Purdy, which is bait the middle of the field throws.
Yep.
And let him float one.
Yep.
And hope he turns it over. And yeah, like you said, Phillips going to be like, I'm just going to trust Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
And Michael Pittman. Yep.
Quick throw to Tyler Warren. Dude, you didn't grow up watching Philip Rivers. I did. This guy had an unreal connection with Antonio Gates, dude. Yeah, you do. You did. I mean, he's going to throw to Tyler Warren 8 times. Yeah. Warren just has to catch the ball.
Yeah, he just has to beat D. Winters, which, not that difficult in coverage.
I'm not picking the Niners to lose this game.
Me neither. I think it'll be an ugly win. I think it'll be an ugly win, and then I think we'll go to Chicago. And in my opinion, Chicago's going to be like an actual test. Like, and I don't know if the Niners make it out of that.
That's a playoff team. And again, the Niners haven't beaten a playoff team in a long time.
And think about it.
Without Fred Warner.
Chicago, the Niners fans keep looking at Seattle. That's the game for the 1 seed. The Chicago game's also for the 1 seed.
Yep. All these games are. All these games are.
Chicago gets the 1 seed in a tiebreaker against us if they beat us. So, yeah.
Justin Cheese says, what happened to Emmett when he left the boys? That's random, but he wasn't good anymore. The only Flav. Hey, what's up, Flav? Been a long time. Says BA's value goes down with every win. If he came back week 12, people would be saying we haven't lost because of him. Instead, it's looking like we never needed him. Winning a Super Bowl this year would be hilarious. That is true. I'm going to give Flav credit. Okay. Every win, his stock goes down. But if they lose in the playoffs in the first round, in the second round, if their offense scores 20 or something like that, and they can't get the ball down the field, the whole conversation changes. So the story isn't over yet, Flav.
And all I'll say about this is no. Most coaches, like people with that are intelligent and have been watching the sport, will probably be able to separate like, oh yeah, the Niners have played like teams picking in the top 10 of the NFL draft this year. It's not that, oh my God, they never needed BA. It's they're playing bad teams. They're playing very bad competition. It's not it's not that our offense, like we just said, the 49ers have not beaten a playoff team. We have only lost to them since Fred's gone down. BA is not
and
like
when Ricky's playing when Ricky's healthy and playing well and they're feeding him, it looks like he can do a lot of what Ayuk did, but he can only do it for like a few quarters at a time or once a month or once every other month.
His dude's never playing.
Once you give him say 8 targets, it's like,
Yeah.
All right, Flav. Shady Luke says, "Ramp, where you
Your
at?
camera's frozen.
My camera's frozen?
Oh, that's back now.
What's going on?
Oh, lost your camera again. Uh-oh. All right. Well, in the meantime, while Grant's loading back in, we'll read some of your nice little comments. Tio, you said this offensive line has been solid recently. It has been solid. It was actually really solid against Myles Garrett, which was a good sign. But again, you have to remember, like, the Browns are the Browns, man. We had such good field position that game. It's like one of those things where you're just kind of hoping and praying it gets better. Oh, there we go. You're back.
Okay, so this wasn't my fault. I'm at Levi's and I'm on the stadium, Wi-Fi, and Jed's watching it, and he thought I was getting too close to the truth. He shut it down, the whole thing, man. Shady Luke says Rams defense has been atrocious the last 4 games. They need to worry. Look it up. Last 3 games, they've given up the most passing yards.
I don't think they're worried necessarily right now, again, because it's just so wide open, man. Who are you worried about?
It's not good, though.
The Packers,
they had a good defense.
The Packers just lost half their team, so you're not worried about them. Jalen Hurts can't throw. You're not worried about them.
I'm less confident in the Rams today than I was yesterday. I thought the Rams would win that game. Yeah.
For sure.
The Only Flav says, we have no run game or D. Can't see how we win, but getting number 1 seed with our practice squad would be hilarious. And we have $100 million coming off the books next year. But because of this, Jed probably won't spend it.
Yeah. I will say that, like, getting 1 seed definitely helps your case at making a Super Bowl, but I don't see it still.
Bill Kennedy says Lombardi claims to have the most views. Is this true? No.
Not even close.
Not even close.
It's not even a competition. There's levels to this game, boys.
Lombardi, dude. God love that little man. Mr. Lillman says, when the Niners win the Super Bowl this year, will BA get a ring? I hope not.
Winning a Super Bowl this year. Brother, this defense is like bottom 5. Can we
just remember that this was a topic of conversation like in a month that people were talking about this? When the Niners win a ring, will BA get a ring? Because that's what we're going to be talking about all offseason. This probably could happen. All right,
all of these people are gonna flop the second they don't win the. I can't believe John Lynch didn't make a move for this defense. It's like,
dude, when they don't win the Super Bowl, if they don't win the Super Bowl, it's gonna be. I can't believe they didn't have Ayuk. I can't believe they didn't make a trade to the deadline.
Purdy needs a receiver.
Dude, what if they lose a playoff game by 3? Ayuk wouldn't have made a difference. What if they lose by 2? Ayuk wouldn't have been the difference. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what Ricky does.